I drove all the way here to have something to say, to try to talk it out, try to come up with something, have this thought, and it's there, and I have something that I want to say. So I'm just going to try to talk it out and work through it, and maybe it'll come out, maybe it won't, but we'll see. So I had a conversation last night with my boyfriend on this concept of social media, and he said something, jokingly, like, oh, you didn't tag the photo credit, and it's absolutely right. We had a sound bath on Friday night, and he took a great video, and I didn't tag him. And my thinking was, it wasn't because of anything bad. We're still kind of new. It's been about 6 months. But, I have this image that I've been trying to portray on social media. An image in the sense of, hey, this is my professional brand. And before I did this work, I worked for B2B technology companies mostly, technology and manufacturing, but all of the companies that I worked for, I was in sales and marketing roles, and most of my roles were centered around the concept of a persona, making sure we uphold brand identities and make sure the brand voice is consistent and coming through. And when I first started doing this work, I felt like I had a brand image coming through, but I did feel like it was like a little clunky, and I wound up working with someone to help me come up with the look and feel of what I wanted to be. And that's how Iris was born. Not born, it's how Iris was made to matter. And Iris is the personification of who I feel that I am at my highest potential. Iris is wise. She's nurturing. She's compassionate. She's grounding. All of my theme colors are actually modeled after my own eye color. Greens and blues, hints of gold. And I wanted this look and feel to really personify who I wanted to be at the apex of my human potential, because we all have to grow into something. And, I'm not going to lie and say that I'm at the apex of my human potential. And I think if anybody says that to you, they're full of shit. But anyway, back to this brand identity. I was concerned about, tagging him because, I really, really try to make sure that the people that I follow, the people that follow me, like, I delete any spam bots immediately, or anyone that, is not of the light, because it's just not what I want to associate with. I don't want any of that in my energy field. And I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with my boyfriend's page. It's lovely. But I think I was so hung up on, like, wanting to maintain this, perfectly zen as fuck type of personification. And, I'm not there. And the way that I've been on social media has been inconsistent. Kind of come up and then I come back down for a while and I go quiet. That's okay. And I also realized that I've been portraying this person right, of who I am, and it really doesn't capture the shadow aspect or the dark side or the not good times, right? And not because I want to hide any aspect from my life or I want to portray positive vibes only. Like, that's not my shit. When I go through something incredible, I tend to retreat, and I'm a work in progress. It's a practice, but I've been going through one of the most hardest periods of my entire life, and I haven't shared anything because I don't want to say that I've been suffering in silence, but for a long time I did. And when we are meant to go through something incredible, it's a really, really deep inward journey. And I feel like this is hard to kind of get out because I'm still moving through it, but I don't want to not feel, I don't want to feel scared to put my shit out there, right? For fear of getting judged. It's not about that. It's not wanting to put my stuff out there because I don't want to pollute, okay? I've made a commitment to myself, and I've made a commitment to my planet that I don't want to litter, right? And it's not just physical littering, right? It's the energy that I put out into this world. I've been studying Hawkins' scale of consciousness, and he says that one individual at a frequency of 500 can offset, it's like a 90,000 or 90 million people, I forget what the numbers are, right? And it's really true. Like, what you put out into the world is what you get back, and it's what colors your world. And I always want to leave the room in a better place than it was before I got there. I've always wanted to make people feel better, sometimes even at the expense of my own happiness. In fact, most of my life it's been that way. But I have not shown a specific side of me because I haven't wanted to bring anyone down, right? And I was still kind of experimenting with what works, and I have to realize, if I'm gonna do this work, right, if I'm gonna be here to wake you guys up and to make you feel better and to give you the power and the empowerment, right, to change your life for the better in the most incredible ways, and I have to show you my journey, every part of it. And I have been going over in my head on how to communicate that, how to articulate that, putting it in a book. I'm reading a book. I've got 180 pages already, but I'm gonna try to piecemeal things and just try to provide it in a way that allows you to connect, to be able to see where something has gone from beginning to end, how I've addressed issues, how I've moved through them, the tools and the resources that I've used, because this is what I tell my clients every day. I share a lot of my personal information in my client sessions because it's a very intimate experience. And I'll tell you, there's probably nothing that you've gone through that I haven't already been through or have helped someone that's experienced it. And it's not bragging by any stretch, but there's a lot. And so I want to be that person to be able to say, hey, I've been there. Here's what I did to overcome it. Let's try a couple different versions of this for you and see what works, right? I've got this thing in here, and it's just there's so much that comes through. There's so many downloads that I get, and not downloads, but so much intuition comes through, so much comes through, and it comes through when I'm talking with people, and I'm I wish I recorded that because that was gold. And usually my clients are yeah, I wish I wrote that down, that was incredible. And so I want to start doing that, but I've also been circling back to that, personal brand versus professional brand, right? So when I chose Iris because of the vision that I saw, and that vision is still there. It's still very, very much there. That vision is long term, and I know I'm just getting there. So I think where I'm at today, right now, is I'm still, goodness, there's a hill. The vision, the identification, actually, that I'm still struggling with today is whether to be a professional brand or a personal brand. And the personal brand, I think, is emerging, but she's still a little timid. But the way that I thought I was going to go with the professional brand, it's morphed and it's changed, and that's okay, right? And people sometimes are afraid to take action because they're afraid, oh, well, what if I change my mind? People are going to think I'm stupid, or people will think I don't know what I'm doing. Well, sometimes you have to take a look and pivot and recalibrate. Life changes. There's unforeseen circumstances that come up that make you have to adjust your course a little, and that happened to me in good ways, and they've been incredible, to say the least. And with my professional brand, with Iris, I saw the evolution of that as having like a metaphysical shop, and I wanted to offer yoga classes and one-on-one instruction and have self-paced stuff, and that still is kind of there, right? But she's more in the future, right? Because I'm still just one person. I mentioned at the very beginning I have a boyfriend, and that wasn't always the case, and it was a long time that I struggled alone. And hi, good morning. Oh, what a good dog. Oh, she's cute. And so I started this work at the height of the pandemic, right? And that's when I decided that I was just gonna go do it. I was gonna quit my job. And that was in July of 2020. My spiritual undercurrent has been pretty strong for pretty much as long as I can remember, and really, really, really strong for the last 10 years. And finally, that undercurrent became a tidal wave, and I made the decision to plan to leave my job. I was going to leave it at the end of the year. I was going to do this full time, and I was going to build up my business. And so that was in July of 2020. And then October of 2020, I went to go present a 9-month long project, maybe it was even more, in the making, to define the vision, mission, and values for the company that I work for. It was a small manufacturing company, like $100 million in revenue, still pretty big, but it was an old company. So I rebranded it, redid all the logos, rewrote all the technical manuals, re-established the voice, a consistent persona. And in October of 2020, I went to go present this project. Now, mind you, this was the biggest project I've ever done in my entire life. I went down all the way down and caught the voice of every single employee of the organization. And from the voice of every employee in the organization, I synthesized a group vision, mission, and values statement. And from that, I synthesized a company-wide collective voice. And oh my God, I'm getting chills just thinking about it because it was amazing. So I walked in to present it with the owners of the company and the board of directors, who I thought loved me, except for one. You know who you are. But that morning, I was let go. As of today, you don't have a job. I'm so mad. I was so mad. Like, okay, well, you know what? I'm just going to roll with the flow. And so I'm going to bust out my old paintings from my entrepreneurial venture that I tried a couple years ago. I'm going to sell some of those. I'm going to do channeled art. I got this. I got my partner. We've got a baby. He's not even a year yet. This is good. So October, November, December rolls around. Now, mind you, just got a little sketchy about my partner. The pandemic does some fucked up things to people. Well, lo and behold, I found out the first week of December, as I was doing my family's laundry, that he was a raging cocaine addict. And 4 big giant bags of cocaine went through my family's laundry. He blamed it on my 10-year-old. The long story short, he had to go. And it was a very toxic, tumultuous, really, really scary time. And I'm not fully recovered from it. I was hypersensitive because I spent my entire life running from that, running from addiction, running from substance abuse and narcissism and psychological abuse. And I immersed myself in school and tried to go through, oh my God, the amount of counseling I did. Holy. I'll tell you, you'll read it at some point. You'll hear about it. Hi, good morning. And, but long story short, I had to start over. I had to start over from scratch. So the last couple years have been me rebuilding. 2021 was about me just trying to reestablish my identity again, trying to come up with just a vision, like point myself in the right direction. How am I going to do this? I had no family around here. A lot of my friends kind of disappeared when I started doing this work. I had no support. He left, he was gone, completely non-existent, radio silent. I had no way of making money except for doing Reiki, and I had no self-worth or not even a positive image of myself, and I had to rebuild that. And I did that all behind the scenes. And I think I was really, really inward for a long time, and coming out, in 2022, just saying, okay, like, I made this dedication, like, I have to keep doing it. I'm not just gonna go get a job. I'm not gonna, like, this is what I want to do. Like, it's not worth it to me to be miserable. It's not worth it to be, to work my ass off, and for what? For somebody else? Like, I've been given this gift. I've been given this incredible knowledge. I've been given this wisdom that I can never, ever not use. And then I get these little tiny messages from Spirit that tell me I'm exactly where I need to be. And so I had to reset, recalculate, pivot, rebuild. During this time, I was taking care of 2 kids by myself. My parents moved, 13, 12 hours away. They moved to Tennessee. I haven't seen my family. I haven't seen my mother and my grandmother in 2 years, plus years. I don't know. I've gone through such incredible healing with them. I think the distance has helped. But, so here's the thing. I've been going through something incredible. I feel like I have the strength and resiliency not to go under. I see beautiful things happening with my life. I see my life evolving exactly how it should, and I don't regret anything that's happened looking back. I think it was really, really hard going through it. But it's given me the strength and the resiliency, and it's fortified my roots in ways that I can't even articulate now. And interestingly enough, the sound ceremony that I did on Friday, that I mentioned earlier, was about fortifying your roots. And I do that through anchoring into the heart space, because I realize that if I'm just anchoring into the root, there's a lot of stuff that I'm still working on that needs to be strong. And I've also understand that when there's a storm, it's not the oldest, biggest tree that's, that gets destroyed, or the young sapling that gets ripped up. It's the tree with the deepest roots. So I anchor into the heart. The answer is love, the message is love, the medicine is love. All right, through love, I've been able to overcome all of this. Through love, I have been able to see myself and understand myself in ways that I've never seen before. I found an identity. I established my self-concept. I established my purpose. I'm happy. I'm lucky. So I wanted to share this because I want to be authentic, and that's what I tell other people I tell people to do all the time, is to just be radically you, and I'm like that on, behind closed doors. At home, there's so much that comes out. And I feel like I've been tempered or throttled here, right? Maybe because of fear, maybe because of conditioning, right? I'm still working on it. All, but I've never felt more connected to my path or my purpose, and I've never felt more alive. Sounds beautiful, right? So, wherever you are around your journey, wherever you are, you're exactly where you need to be. And if you're going through something incredibly difficult right now, listen, the grass is greener on the other side, I promise you. You have to do the work. You have to. It's not out there in the world either. It's within you, right? The answer, the truth, the way out. The way out is the way in. So whether you're trying to establish a sense of identity, establish a sense of purpose, whether you're wanting to feel more connected, less divided, if you're wanting to feel more clarity in your life and less confusion, the answer is within you. And I do a really good job of helping people find that answer within themselves. I'm still trying to figure it out for myself, and I am calling in the help that I need to have the resources to help me articulate this vision, help me articulate my message better. I'm calling in the focus and the clarity. This is a clarion call. And I hope me telling a bit of my story kind of gives you a little bit into insight as to why my energy is not consistent, why I kind of come and go on social media. And that's okay too, because I'm a non-energy type, which means I need to rest. I need to be outside the energy field of others. And we can talk more about this if you're into human design, but as a projector, I'm here to wait for the invitation. So I'm putting my stuff out there, and if this resonates with you in any way, and you see me and you feel called to work with me, I'm here to help you on your journey. I'm not, I don't have master classes and, specific containers. Join my Facebook community. No, I can't. I'm sorry. I don't know if I could be like that. I think I entertained the idea, but I just want to be me. And so I know that what I have is something incredible and helped hundreds of people. And I want to continue doing that. I want to do it on a bigger forum. And I myself am a walking success story. I survived hell on earth. And you know what? I'm still smiling, and I'm still laughing, and I'm still creating, and I'm still growing, and just bring it on. So thank you for getting this far. I just realized I've been talking for 25 minutes and I have to walk back now because I have a session that I need to go to. And if you feel called to do this work, just do it. Don't wait till you get it perfect. Just get out there. This place is crazy right now. So thank you so much. And if I trailed off, I guess I'll figure that out. If I didn't close any loops on any of my thought processes, mental processes, that's okay. And I'm still working on it, but this was just kind of random. I think it's okay. So I'm gonna stop talking and I'm gonna let them just do their thing.